Well, hello again. Welcome back to the little shop. Today we're going to kind of talk about something I see in here a lot. This is one of our typical daily jobs that is taken care of in here. This weekend a customer brought in this Taylor W15, which is a pretty nice guitar. And he brought it in because his pickup jack was cutting in and out. And he made comment that it played pretty well, but he wanted me to look it over. So this is one of those things I want to mention. I see this a lot. People bring a guitar in here that they think is okay, but they really don't have any idea of how bad it is. I've already adjusted the neck on this guitar so we could assess it while the customer was here, so it looks a little bit better than it did when he brought it in. But I will tell you, when he brought it in, the action was twice as high on the treble side at the 12 frets as it should be, and not quite double on the bass side, but close. So let's take a look here at other things we ran into, just little things just to mention. Someone has cranked the truss rod nut down pretty good. We need to get a spacer on that so we can make that a little bit more accessible, easier, and doesn't look so bad. Someone does not know how to put strings on very well. The action height, like I say, is horrible on it. And like I say, this is after I straightened the neck. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up resetting the neck on this guitar, setting it up. We're going to clean up some frets. He's got a little bit of fret wear up here. We're going to make this as nice as we possibly can. One thing is I am an authorized Taylor service center, so I kind of go out of my way to make sure that the Taylor customers have the best of what they can do. And one thing I gotta say is I do a lot of Martin neck resets and stuff also, but the Taylor new technology joint, although guys scoff at it a lot, is pretty darn handy. I will have the neck off this guitar and back on probably about 45 minutes. And I actually kind of think that a good bolt-on neck is more solid than a bad set-in neck. So I'm going to get on with it. Okay, we're about 15 minutes in here, actually less than that. And I wanted to give you a look at this neck joint in case you've never seen one. There's a couple videos online about it and all that, but just to give you an idea. We've got two bolts here into the heel. We have an Allen bolt that goes into the fingerboard. What they do, like I say, this is pretty ingenious. They have a shim in here that you use to change the angle of the neck to the body. And the relationship that's necessary, you see there's a 2 on this one and a -4 on this. You have to keep a 6 number difference between these shims. So there's that, and then here's the 4 from out of the fingerboard pocket. Okay, the overhang. So this put back together is really very solid. So just in a matter of minutes, probably as long as it took me to do this little section of the video, I can have this neck reshimmed and almost back on. And with a little experience, you know which shims to use to get the angle change that you need. So there, just wanted you to see how neat that actually is. So I wanted to point something out here to you about the truss rod nut. If you look really close right here, you'll see the marks where the wrench for the truss rod had been catching here on the corners and not really making it all the way up on the nut. The bottom of the wrench was hitting against the rod and not going up on the nut, so all they were doing was getting a little bite right here, which could easily strip out the truss rod nut or actually make it rough. So what we've got now with this little spacer back here, you see I put a little truss rod spacer back here for the nut to ride on, and we've got less rod exposed here. So actually now the wrench fits all the way up on it. So that was the reason for doing that. All right, there we go. Been almost 3 hours in this job. So we reset the neck. We of course took care of the truss rod nut and just all that. We had to shim the nut because the G and D strings were worn down too low. I don't know if someone cut it too low, caused the action problems or what. When we reset the neck, got it right, the bridge was actually the right height. The bridge side was actually the right height on the treble side, but it was a little bit low on the bass side. So we made an angled wooden shim to go underneath it. It's a 64th of an inch thick on this side. It tapers to nothing over here. So we raised it was on the bass side. And if we look really close, you can see a tan line where I raised it. We put in a new output jack. We set the whole guitar up, cleaned it up, tightened up his tuning machines, restrung it. Everything's all taken care of, so it's in really good shape. So there we go. Another guitar setup. And this one actually had to have a neck reset and an output jack. So there we have it. A Taylor. So it's on to the next job for the day. Wonder what's next. So next time, play nice. I'll see you later.